Okay, hi, I'm Ramonda Raven with American Realty, and I'm here with Marshall McCart. Would you please explain yourself, Marshall?
Uh, well, yes. Hey, I'm Marshall McCart, and I am the lead instructor here at the American Real Estate University, and I'm also perform broker review and broker support and transaction review for the American Realty, and it is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem.
Oh.
So, there's a lot of questions that tends to go on when you out and about speaking to people, and one of the biggest questions is with sellers. They're very concerned on should I have an agent, should I not have an agent, what is the benefit of having an agent. In my mind, agents are there to guide you and give you the pointers that will help you, house sell a little bit faster. But if you can explain a little bit on other aspect of hiring an agent.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very, very good question, and is a question that real estate professionals get asked on a regular basis. There are some folks out there who, shall we say, are a little realtor hesitant. But basically, my response would be a 4 point response. And I think these are the four main reasons why a consumer should utilize services of a real estate professional. And they're all four, I think, equally important, not necessarily ranked. Although I will rank this first one. I would say number one is because when you have a realtor, when you're working with a realtor, you have representation, right? You have an advocate. You have somebody that is going to bat for you. Per Georgia law, we have to place our client's interest above our own. We have to keep information confidential. We have to make proper disclosures. We have to adhere to all of these agency duties and responsibilities. For anybody out there, just having that extra level of support and having that advocate and that representation. So I think that's definitely number one, and that's a big one. Number two, I would get a little bit more into the specifics, the details here. Um, for a real estate agent, we have access to these wonderful contracts and forms, and particularly those who are a member of their local board of realtors. They have access to what we call the GAR forms that you use,
Absolutely.
you're familiar with, Georgia Association of Realtor forms. And these are great forms. These are great contracts that have been kind of crafted and perfected over the years, and it provides extra protection for the
Absolutely.
principals involved, for the seller or and also for the buyer or for the lessor and the lessee. And the thing is, with contracts, the old saying is you can do a contract on a cocktail napkin. I mean, you literally
Right,
can.
right.
You can meet those validity requirements, but that's a not a good contract. You don't have those extra protections. You have lots of loopholes where folks can, kind of set aside the contract very easily. So just the contracts that we have access to
Absolutely.
is number two. Number three, and this is an important one too, and this is one that I don't think people really think about a lot, but being having an agent involved, see, we are an outside party. We're kind of we're not a disinterested outside party. I mean, obviously we have a vested interest in that. We do want to get to the closing table, but the thing is, we are that kind of neutral third party where we're not governed by emotion. as much as a client or a principal might be. As you well know, for a lot of folks, purchase of their house is the single biggest purchase they make, or for a seller selling their house, especially this could be the house where they raised their kids, where they created all these memories. So they have the emotion side of it, and sometimes they can be, clouded by those emotions. So having that realtor there, kind of at an arm's length, dynamic, that can be good because we're not gonna be looking through the lens of emotion or preconceived notions. So and people don't think about that, but that really is a major part. And then finally, number four would be just the fact that this is what we do. We're real estate
Absolutely.
professionals, right? We know the market, we know the dynamics. So, hey, I mean, it's a no brainer to me. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And from what I've heard people say, that a lot of their homes have gotten sold by using an agent.
Absolutely, and I think the data clearly shows that when using an agent, that average sales price is higher.
Right.
So I mean, hey, we're talking money
Right.
here. Right.
Yes, absolutely. Good points. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
So, another big question that is really big right now due to various things going on is interest rates.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And, and a lot of people are concerned, um, hey, if I buy now or do I wait later? And a little bit on the fence about the interest rates
Oh yeah.
and how that would affect them and their mortgage.
Well, and it has been a major point of discussion uh, for going on by a year and a half now. It was right kind of at the beginning of 2022 when the Fed started bumping up that discount rate. That's the rate that they lend to member institutions, and so the way it was, we were battling inflation.
Right.
Inflation here in America was kind of getting out of control. So the Fed, their number one tool at their disposal to fight inflation is to bump up that discount rate. And they did so several times in 2022 and
Absolutely.
into 2023. So, yeah, the rates are higher. They're a good bit higher. But what we saw in 2020 and 2021, we will never see that again. I really
Absolutely.
don't think. I mean I was at one point I was hearing a 15-year notes under 2%,
Wow.
like right at
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
1.9. I mean it's
Yeah.
just incredible. A few things to keep in perspective. Historically, these are still pretty good rates. Now, last week the Fed did do another quarter point increase, and so yeah, they bumped up again. And right now that we're starting to see the increase on the retail market.
Right.
Yeah, we're pushing seven, even 7.25
Yeah.
for 30-year. 15-year notes still, a low six. Historically, those are still pretty good rates.
Absolutely.
You know, um, and it's just basically it is what it is. It's the new normal. Now, in terms of people saying, well, should I wait? Should
Hmm.
I wait maybe for the rates to come back down?
Right.
Well, and this is more on the lender side, but we are starting to see a return to ARMs, adjustable rate
Yes.
mortgages, where they could go that route, and then if we do see a decrease down the road, they could enjoy that phenomenon. But then again, you could just do a fixed where you have
Absolutely.
less risk, and you can always refi. Yeah,
Refinance.
so I
Right.
I would tell everybody out there,
Yes.
go ahead because even though we did see that market correction last year, values are still appreciating.
Yes.
So if you stay on the bench too long, instead of paying 300,000 for this particular house, you might be having to pay 325, three hundred
Right.
thirty
Yes.
thousand in a year. So I would definitely say go ahead and go for it. Yeah,
Absolutely. So refinance is one I've spoke to people about
absolutely.
on there. Sometimes credit unions have a little bit more flexibility to lower the rates, which people
Yep.
don't think about. And then the other thing as well, when people talk about the interest rates being high, is a basic credit card is
Oh
now
yeah.
higher than
So
a
true.
mortgage
Absolutely.
APR. So that's
Yeah.
those things too people can think about to help make a decision.
That's absolutely right, and you made a great point there about the credit unions. You know, credit unions are really good. Lots of opportunities there, and you know the old saying is like anytime you have major work done on your car or your house, you always get at least two quotes,
Right.
if not three. And yeah, I mean, shop around because that's the beauty of the open market. All of these various lenders, banks, credit unions, S&L institutions, they're all competing. They're all
Right.
fighting against each other
Yes.
to get that business. So, yeah, that's certainly something else for people out there. Maybe shop around a little bit and see what might be the best fit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the questions I have. And I thank you very much,
Well,
Marshall,
thank you.
for
Thank you.
joining us. And
Um, can I ask you a question?
yes.
Turn around. I was the interviewee, and now
Yes.
I'm going to be the interviewer.
Yes.
So you've been in the business now for
Yeah.
a pretty good while now.
Yes.
Just how you liking it? Tell me about it.
I enjoy just meeting different people and the idea of people not knowing
Yes,
because they always have had the rumor mill and
you're right.
explaining it to them, which is an eye opener and encouraging people who have not thought about purchasing to try to purchase and the investment point of it.
Oh yeah,
And I think people appreciate that a little bit more.
absolutely they do. Yep. Yeah, that's so true, and of course I know you are a people person,
Yes.
and it's a cool thing, that enjoyment of representing someone, working hard to make a reality for them, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yes.